Good morning, everybody. We are here at Daytona Beach, Florida for the Turkey Run here at the Daytona Speedway. And been here the past couple of years, and it's really been hot. Today we got a really pleasant day. The high's gonna be like 69, so it should be very enjoyable. We're gonna have a breeze all day. Really looking forward to this. So anyway, as always, thank y'all for being here and watching. But let's get out here and walk through some of these cars, see what showed up today. Okay, everybody, let's start off. Look at this little Dodge truck right here. And I do not know the year model on this right here. I'm guessing early to mid 60s. Well, I guess. But as you can see, it's kind of a flat black and purplish, and got these green bumpers. Kind of reminds me of a Jokerish style on it. But this is what I noticed that I really like. I hadn't seen this before. They call this wannabe instead of a Super B. As you recognize, that's the stripe and the circle there from the Dodge Super Bs. But anyway, I think that's pretty neat. What it did there, creative. Even got it stitched into the back of the seat there. So that's a neat little fun truck. Okay, and there's a 69 Dodge Charger. How you like that shaded green right there? Yeah, I really like that color. Got the 500 wheels on there. I actually owned a 70 model, which is very similar to this. But two of my favorite parts of the car was the fuel filler right here. I thought that was really neat, the way you just pop that little lever to put your gas in, and the hideaway headlights. I really like those two features on that car. Okay, here's the old GMC mid 50s. And I don't know if call that primer or brown. I don't know what that is there, but it's a neat looking truck. Got an LS swap in here. And see, he's got the little zoomy tips coming out there for the exhaust to exit there. And it's advertising First Automotive there on the side, which is spelled like Hearst, but with a F. But it says fix right the first time there at First Automotive. Yeah, look, he used the old heavy duty chain there for a little split bumper back here in the back. Changed out the taillights. Again, a neat little truck. Pointed out, but it does have aftermarket gauges in here, and the shifter head there is old wolf head there. Now look at this old AD Chevy right here, and I don't know what they've done there, but they've reworked those headlights, looks like.
But I leave his ass up and didn't really mean to.
Yeah, he didn't play no more.
He got me one time. I had a he said,
that's really a cool touch on the front end there. I like that. Another one of the older Dodge pickups. This one says it's a 65 model. Old Bronco and a square body here. I'm guessing maybe this is early 80s, mid 80s. Wow, look at that 69 Roadrunner there. Showing 383 badging on the steering. Pretty car there. And there's a Blazer lifted up. Another one of the AD trucks. Now they've smoothed this one out and removed all the trim and identification off the sides there, removed the door handles. The window's up, so I can't get a good shot of the interior, but it's brown and black if it's showing up through the glare of the window, but really good looking interior on this truck. Okay, here's a 1966 Pontiac GTO. Again, the windows are up on this one, which it does look kind of rainy, but it's not supposed to rain. But a lot of cars might have the windows up today because of that, because I guess there is a chance. But it does have, looks like factory style seating in here, but they have added a console out of another vehicle, it looks like. And beside that is this 68 Camaro here. It's a shiny red. Got a lot of chrome here in the engine bay. Boy, it's a really clean engine bay. Engine and everything is really clean. Look at that going there. There's an old Cadillac. They put a truck bed on the back of it. Maybe we'll see him a little bit when he gets parked. Okay, here's an old Ford. Again, I don't know the year model, probably the late 40s, maybe 50. Still got the flathead in here. Like the red rims on the car. It looks like they took a paintbrush and just put little, I don't know, slashes or something on there with a paintbrush, which is unique, gets your attention anyway. Now here's a little HHR, which looks like it's in really good condition. It looked like it was a delivery truck, but I expect to see more of these showing up now that they're starting to get a few years on them. And here's a little Mustang, one of the first editions of them, 65 model. That's what this one is. Here's a little later model Mustang. I'd definitely say it's had a few modifications done to it there. What is this, like a 63 or 64 Galaxy there? They've got these roped off, so I'm not going to get in there, but here's one of the newer Corvettes, which that is just a really neat looking body there. Mustang, and there's a T-Bird. It's got the suicide doors on back. Got 429 badging on it, and this does have the hideaway headlights there. Oh, look at that Trans Am. That's a pretty car. Oh, I've always liked this hood right here. I think that little, I guess you can call it mini snorkel there coming up. I've always liked the spoiler right here too. Kind of like a whale-tail spoiler in a way, I guess you call it. But with a Camaro, the same model year, I actually prefer the Trans Am. And here's a Seline Mustang. Looks like they have, well, it looks like they have put some larger wheels on there, but it's got the Seline emblem there in the center. So maybe not. Maybe it came that way. good looking car, but it's fun to drive. And here's one of the little D100 vans. These things used to be around everywhere when I was a teenager. Here's a 4-door 60 Chevy somebody brought, and it's painted like kind of a, I'm going to call it like a flat purple. And I guess everybody looks at colors different, but it looks more purplish to me than anything, I would say. Really neat car though. Well, let me show you something else I didn't see till just now. It does, I didn't notice this first, but it has a pattern here on top, some graphics. And they're so light, it's almost like ghost graphics. Kind of like the ghost flames that you see on cars a lot. But anyway, that's pretty neat. Camaro. It's a really good looking car. You don't see these a lot though. This is just a Camaro. It's not an RS, not an SS, not a Z28. Just a base Camaro. Didn't have a rear spoiler. And it's even automatic on the column. And the hood's down, but it could have a straight 6 in it. You never know. Okay, I did just talk to the owner of this car, and it did come with a 6-cylinder. It's a lady owns it, and she said she's the 3rd female owner that's owned this car. And they did swap it to a V8 in here, but it is the original automatic on the column and everything. So this is just a really neat car. One of the newer Mustangs here, beside one of the older Mustangs. I'm having to break my filming up into clips because I can't let copyright music play too long before it gets kicked out by YouTube. Oh, look at that Buick GS convertible right there. This green and brown actually looks good together. Look at this Monte Carlo right here. This is my favorite Monte Carlo body here, the smaller one that they first started out with. This is a 1970 model. And the windows are up, so I can't get a good shot interior, but it does have the dual gate shifter and still has the original 8-track in the dash. And you may not have known this, I definitely didn't know this, but Santa drives a big block. And Christmas coming up next month, that's good to know. Gee, there's a GT 350 Mustang convertible. No, it's a 500, isn't it? Yeah, it's 500. There's a Dodge. Here's a big old Plymouth Fury. I don't know the year model, probably around 70 or so. But this is a Fury 1. They would use these a lot for police cars. And the Furies, they had a Fury 1, 2, and 3. Each one different levels till you got up to the Fury 3. Okay, now here's a 41 Ford, which you don't see very much of. You don't see 41s, 42s, or 43s of any car for that matter, because World War II had started and all the car manufacturers had switched to the war effort and started building planes and tanks and things. And he's even got a notation here that one of 748, I guess they were built. It says the lines were converted to build B-17 bombers in World War II. So this is a bit of history that almost didn't get made. Here's a little Volkswagen Beetle that's ready for the beach. There it looks like. And there's a Mercedes convertible. Don't know a lot about these, but I just know they're very nice cars. There's a Pontiac Grand Prix by the square body here. And what do we have here? They've removed the emblems and door handles and everything, but I'm thinking it might be either a Ford or a Mercury from the late 40s or maybe 50. Painted it in this nice green paint and put some graphics up here on top. Okay, and this beside this Dodge Dart here. There's a Corvette out of '63. Yep, it's got the split window there. So that was the only year for that. So this is a '63. Nice clean car. Oh, look at that little Chevy Nova there side of it. Oh, look, this one still got bench seats and automatic on column. Just a really clean Chevy there, isn't it? It will be a 66 or 67, but I'm not sure which one this particular one is. Look at that Hugger orange 69 Camaro there. Big contrast to that base 69 we looked at a while ago. Well, this is really clean. Houndstooth interior in here, aftermarket gauges there. Here's a mid 50 Chevy pickup with the Cameo bed on it. The beginning of the fleet sides, which we're basically going to take over. Look at a little roaster right here. There's nothing but a motor and a lightweight body. Got 327 stamped into the valve covers there. Here's a newer Hellcat. Never ridden in one of these, but I would really like to. Plymouth Duster here. The Galaxy there, that's kind of purplish looking color on that one too. Now, I don't know if he transplanted the interior or he transplanted the body, but interior here says Mercury Marquis, Grand Marquis. Either way, that's a pretty neat car right there. Here's a AD pickup truck, kind of I guess a beige and copper color here. Little flame jump there coming off the hood. Look at this Mustang right here. It's got the color changing paint as you walk around. It changes from kind of a green to a dark purplish type color. A Volkswagen bus. It looks like it's ready for the beach with the surfboards there. The Pontiac Grand Prix there with the hideaway headlights. You don't see a lot of these old Grand Prix. Hey, look at this old Osmeobile right here. I think it's a 55 or 56. Not positive, but I think it's a 55. But I can't be sure. But I do remember I asked my dad one time what his favorite car was, and he said a 1955 Oldsmobile Holiday Coupe, which, like I say, this would be this, or it could be a 56, but it is a really pretty car. Now you see this dip right here, right behind the door. You know, 55 Chevrolet has that same type of dip in it there. And this car, when it was built, there's a guy named Harley Earl that was the head of design there at GM until I think he might have retired in like 58 or 59, something like that. But anyway, we're in the infield here at the Daytona Speedway, and Daytona is the opening race of the year for NASCAR. But if you win this race here, they give you a trophy, and the name of that trophy is the Harley Earl Trophy, and it is to I guess pay tribute to the man who was head of design at GM for so many years. And the car atop that trophy is, I think, called the Firebird 1, and it is a car that he designed, a concept car. Now beside it, here's this 49 Chevrolet, and you can see the difference in design from this here. It's just slick down the side there, smooth, where back then they still had the protruding fenders in the back, and they used to be that way in the front too, with a running board. But this just seems like a lot better use of space to let the body come on out. So this is how the design of the cars progressed. How do you like that fastback design they had back there, even in the late 40s? The mid-60s Chevy pickup truck, step side. Got those turbine wheels on there, Hurricane, whatever you prefer to call them. And here's a little coupe there, got a spider web on the front. It even has a spider in it there. I think that's an old Datsun pickup truck there. It sure is. And look at that black van over there. That's something you don't see everything. A van with a rail up on top. It's got a looks like a full roll cage through the whole vehicle here. Electric 225 convertible. I'll tell you what, the temperature is so much nicer down here than it's been the past couple of years. The past couple of years the sunshine is really hot, but today we got a breeze in the upper 60s. I'm just hoping the wind doesn't affect my audio too much. Here's a Chevrolet, probably early 50s. It's called a Lady in Red. It's got Marilyn Monroe sitting back here on the tire cover back here. Really pretty red and white though. And those wide white walls help set it off too there. Well, this one is shined up. This is a really nice car. Still got the old blue flame straight six in here. Says this car has driven the entire Route 66 there. Goes a festive truck there. Fairlane with bright red paint job on it. Nice blacked out Ford pickup. Black wheels, black grille. And there's more cars here than I'm gonna be able to get to for sure, so I'm gonna have to start picking up the face. Look at that old Chevrolet there. I like the colors on that. Talked a minute ago about how the bodies came out and they no longer have running boards on a car, which just makes sense because this space here is just kind of wasted, you know, in a way, but really made for some good design though. Beautiful old cars. Another one of the early Mustangs there. Camaro. They've done a little modification on this Charger here, it looks like. Added these hood vents. Scoop on there, or not scoop, but I guess you call them all vents, wouldn't you? Louvers. Let's go with that. This will be a 66 or 67 model right here. Like that fastback. And in these, the back seats, as you can see, do fold down to make a cargo area back there, and there is a console in the center back here, even in the back seat. Okay, and look at this little car over here. You know, the way they've got this done, you know, it looks kind of like it's a drawing or something. Like you'd see in a comic strip or something. Really imaginative, isn't it? Well, that lip spoiler's right down there on the ground, isn't it? And look at that. That is big. I'm gonna say that undercarriage there where the running board is probably 4.5, 5 feet off the ground there, just to get to the bottom of the doors. I did see him roll up the flag a minute ago as it started to sprinkle a minute ago. It's not calling for rain today, but you never know. Okay, it's showing this one's for sale. I got a for sale sign in there. No price. It's 901-489-6863. It does have, look like a GM V8 in there. They've turned this truck around here. Wasn't a really clean four-door 55 there. And this truck here is the smoking gun. Another old Chevrolet there. Here's a Camaro. They've swapped out one of those low-profile turbocharged engines, or not turbocharged, supercharged. Here's a dually rat rod truck here, advertising concrete and bobcat services. Got a diesel power plant there. Here's a Falcon. Looks like somebody's been working on. That body actually looks pretty straight on this car. Pretty in black, ain't it? Little high boy there. Under the speaker right now, so it's hard to avoid the music there. It'll be an early 60s GMC. By this mid-60s Corvette here. Put some oversized wheels on this old Bronco here. It looks good like that though. And look at the bright yellow on that 57 there. Here's a couple more little rat rods over here. This is interesting. There's a Hemi engine that says Chrysler Marine on there. This one says Poor Man's Garage on it here. Got this supercharged small block on it. Okay, now what is this, y'all? I think this is a old Willis that they've done a lot of modification on. As you can see, they've cut the fenders and added this extra panel in here and widened that out. Widened out the grill there. Yeah, this is just a little different right here. Got some graphics up here on top. Looks like maybe a Halloween pumpkin or something like that. But anyway, it's got "You don't defeat hate with hate. You defeat hate with love in scale." Okay. So I guess that's means however much hate they give, you give them the same amount of love, maybe. I don't know. But you do overcome evil with good. That's true. Really neat looking custom building. Sure, that'll get your attention no matter where you go. That's definitely different. Look at that old white convertible though. Isn't that nice? Early 50s, I'm guessing. Got it lowered. Yeah, that is just a cruiser right there. Yeah, that's really nice. And back here behind this little street rod that's got a really heavy chop on it there. There's a four-door 60 Chevy that really got a good shiny paint job on it for sure. Square body four-wheel drive. Looks like it's been taken care of. Okay, here's a 69. I started to say Roadrunner, but this is actually a sports satellite. Anyway, they've brought it up to the level of a Roadrunner or a GTX, I would say. But they kept that sports satellite badging, which is good. A friend of mine named Buck had one of these when I was a teenager in that dark green metal flake color. This had the 318 in it. Okay, here's one of the newer Challengers there. Sharp pickup, isn't it? I don't know the year model, but around 2000 or so maybe. There's one of the Ford Lightning pickups. Couple Mustangs, newer Chevy there, and there comes another Mustang. It's purple. Mid-70s Corvette there. This Corvette's got Connecticut plates, and I think I noticed on the satellite over there, I think the plates on it was from Arizona or someplace out west, but people come from almost every state to this event here at Daytona. And also there's car clubs from different countries that actually come here. And we've seen them before out on the track where they would get all their cars that they had shipped over here. They get them on the track and they would take a picture of them, of the car club there on the track. There's an old BMW. I can't remember the numbers that they called this, but my sister had one, and I drove it. It was okay, but I probably wouldn't want to have one for everyday driving, I don't think. But anyway, here's the 69 Chevelle. Let's see. Starts to look like it's up a little in the front end, and it may just be because the ground lifts up a little bit there, but good looking car either way. That'll be a late 60s, early 70s Corvette there. Got 454 badging on it. Looks like an old farm truck there. Late 60s. And I don't know what color you will call this. I don't want to call it pink because I guess watermelon or something. And y'all don't beat me up on these colors. I'm just taking guesses. Okay, we saw like a 1970 or so Fury 1 a minute ago, and here's a Fury 3 wagon. I'm gonna say maybe 65 or somewhere around 65, give or take a year. And here's a American Motors Rambler Marlin. We see it's got that fastback design. I'll walk around the other side. I'm outside the ropes there to try to get a better shot of it. But I think this might be like the early Barracudas that had the console in the center. I'm not sure about that, and I'm not going to go over the tape. I guess they had it here because they don't want people getting too close. But anyway, I think it does. Now on that emblem there on the trunk there, it's got a Marlin in there, and I saw a guy that he took his and he put a fisherman over there to the side with a line running over to that emblem as if the fisherman was catching the Marlin. Here's a Dodge Aspen wagon. And I'll admit to you, if it didn't have Aspen on the side there, I wouldn't have remembered the name of it. But here's a 67 Camaro there. Like an old modified farm truck there. Got a custom motorcycle on the back there. Like a 55 or 56 Chevy there. And look at the old Thunderbird. That's by this Chevy 2 Nova. Look, there's another one of the T-Birds there. How you like the color on that 57 right there? I like that. I think that's a pretty color on that car. Okay, and this beside this little Mustang convertible here. Looks like black on black on black. They have put a console in there with some cup holders. Look at this Ford Shelby pickup truck here. Got Super Snake on the rocker panel there on the stripe, but they do put some high horsepower engines in these pickups. And this is a 79 Corvette, which would be the second year for this big back window here. You know, it used to kind of chop off here behind the roof line there, but this started in 78. And there's I'm guessing late 40s Ford. Yeah, I do wish they had tags here like they do on a lot of shows that tell the year and model for people like me who don't know what everything is. This is a mid-60s Ford though. And there's an old Chevy Blazer from the, I guess, early to mid-70s. Really like these pickups right here. This would be mid-60s, but these trucks to me kind of represent the conversion point from the old style trucks moving toward the more modern trucks that we have. And this blue and the red would be my two favorite colors in this truck for the most part. And it is beginning to sprinkle rain, so I guess if there was a race going on right now, they'd throw out the yellow flag. Yeah, we got a little passive shower. It didn't last for just a minute. There we got a little bit of water on the cars. Here's old Hearst Oaks. I can remember when these were new, going down to the dealership and looking at the cars on the showroom floor, because you know, all the stripes and stuff on there. So a good looking car. The lightning rod shifters, which came standard in these Hearst Oaks back then. I think this is a 57 here. Let's see if it's got two headlights. There's four. Okay, it's 4. This will be a 58 or 59. Classic grid on that little Mustang there. Look at that old Dodge truck. Job rated. Yeah, I don't know the year model on this. I'm guessing late 40s or early 50s. There's an old Jeep Renegade. And he still got the top down on that Corvette. I'm glad it didn't rain long. Now, I talked to the owner about this 27 Model T right here a little bit, and they found it in a barn about 30 years ago in New York at an estate sale, and the chassis was shot and the engine was shot, and nothing they could do with it. It had been torn apart and left open for a lot of years, but they actually took the whole car and they set it down onto a Ford Ranger frame to save the body. And it's really neat just seeing it out, because you can drive it on the highway now at, I guess, faster speeds than the original car would have ran. So this is a Ford Ranger engine and everything here. To make the steering work, though, they had to do a chain drive here to make that work for the steering. So a little ingenuity went into it there to make it work. The trunk back here, it wasn't original to the car, but because the frame of the Ford Ranger stuck out so far, they just utilized this to put a trunk on it, which is how the trunk started. They used to just have a steamer trunk sitting on the back of cars. Okay, they did some custom work on the back end of this Corvette here. Modified the front end there too, moved the headlights down there into the grill. White Mazda in good shape. Look at that early 70s Camaro. I like the look of that. The bigger tires in the back. That's 70s style right there. Well, this is a little bit more modern, though. There, he's really done a lot of work up here, hasn't he? Twin turbochargers. Pontiac Catalina wagon there. Pontiac Safari. Yeah, these old wagons, they're pretty cool. Here's a little Vega GT. And these things, they came with little 4-cylinders in them, but because they're such small cars, back in the day when they got, 3 or 4 years on them, everybody started taking them and dropping V8s in them. And being so small, it wouldn't take a lot of power to move this thing down the road. So a lot of people race these things. Matter of fact, this one has 454 badging on it. But those little 4-cylinder engines that were in this thing, they gave a lot of trouble. I know that I was working at a Chevrolet dealership in the late 70s, and these were used cars then, so we worked on them a lot. Okay, here's an old International Harvester Pickup's got a work bed on it there, and it is a four-wheel drive. Walk-o-matic. Hey, look at the old Ford Woody wagon here. Isn't that neat right there? He's got a sign in the back window. It says, "Can't we all just get a longboard?" And that's a surfboard he's speaking of there. And here's a 56 two-door wagon here beside it. Got old style American mags. Little Dodge pickup trucks. Got Shelby there on the grill. And there's a big Buick Roadmaster wagon there. Probably from the early 90s, I'm thinking. I noticed this before. It's got one of the old vent windows like you used to have in the driver's door. Never noticed that before. Now, I haven't made it over there yet, but I can see in the distance there's a Krispy Kreme bus. I've got to check that out in just a minute. Okay, here's a little vehicle. I'm not sure what it is actually. It's definitely custom, isn't it? Been lowered and they put some custom graphics on there. Looks like that dash will be out of something other than this truck though. So there you go. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at here, which is a tribute to the customizer there. It says Jimmy's Rod and Customs. They did a really good job. Here's a long bed Toyota pickup with a camper shell. Some custom paint there. Here's a little Mazda that they got sitting on the ground here. And it looks like they've done an engine transplant here. It's a neat little pickup. Here we got a green Chevy with a purple paint job there, white tips. Little 64, 65 Chevelle, 4-door here. Okay, I think this is an OGMC cab here. And looks like they're making an older model bed on here. Mercury Monterey right there. All the jokers from the past there. Okay, I saw this from a distance, and here I am, the Krispy Kreme Donuts bus. It says "One Sweet Ride." Even got a antenna for a TV there. I believe that's what that is. I was actually hoping they'd have donuts over here. But look, they even got a little hot sign there. That's neat. Even got cornhole boards here with Krispy Kreme on it. You throw the bag through the donut there. Here's a little Formula Firebird there. This one's been transplanted to a LS engine here. See an offset scoop right there. I think that was for a turbocharger. It's probably what was originally in here, but this one does have T-tops, which is a very popular option on these. These wraparound spoilers on the back here too. I'm a spoiler kind of guy. A lot of people don't like spoilers. I actually do on most cars. Right, guys, I like this. This is just fun right here. This is a mid-60s Chevy pickup. You can see it is actually wearing a Santa hat. All decorated up for Christmas. And it even has the American flag on both sides. You can see it there blowing in the wind. But this is a real tree on here. Ready for the holidays. Got garland hanging from the side view mirror there. Okay, now this is a SS. And that's actually the name of the car, the SS. And they did not make very many of these. I was talking to the owner, and he's telling me they're actually made in Australia. This is a 2017, and I've got a 2017 Camaro, but I remember these being on the lot when I bought my Camaro.
I've done this air differential.
57 gasser. I can see 2 4 barrels sticking up through the hood there. We got 64, 65 Chevy too. Nova here, got a supercharger sticking out through the hood there, as you can see. Look at this bright orange on this 70 Chevelle right here. I like that. What do you call the color on this Mustang right here? Little GT California Special. Look at that. That's a little Mercury. Is that a Capri or what is that? See the name on it on any badging, but this is a Mercury. You can see it looks a lot like a Mustang. It has cougars on the center caps of the wheels there and on the steering wheel. And I have seen one of these before, and I think it was at the Good Guys Nationals this past year, but I can't remember what the actual car is other than the Mercury. And this will be what, a 67, 68 Chevy pickup here. Look at that old Chevy there. Those Riley wheels look good on there. Look at that little roadster there. Got an Eeyore sitting there. A lot of motor for that little chassis in it. Okay, here's an old Willis pickup. Really nice, isn't it? Okay, here's a little Chevy pickup truck. Looks like it's got a little stub bed back there. It says 42 on the tag. Yeah, they stubbed the back end there. Inside this 66 Chevelle Super Sport here. Yeah, it's still a newer model Chevy pickup there, or newer to me anyway. But it's been taken care of really well, hasn't it? Sharp truck. Old Chevy dually work truck there. And there's a square body 4-wheel drive. And a Bronco. There's the old Chevrolet delivery van. This 58 Chevrolet, boy, they've done some heavy customization on it here. Made the exhaust pipes come out the side here and put a cover over the pipes till they come out there, it looks like. Changed out the tail lights back here, and it looks like a molded in type bumper there. Okay, and this side, this little Chevy 2 Nova here. The old Winnebagos showed up here. There's a 57 two-door wagon here. Look at this 69 Chevelle right here. He's got it set up for some racing. Got it, looks like it might be tubbed. It does have a roll cage and everything in here. Really not familiar with this. He's got these wildwood hubs here. That's on front and back. Really clean build though. Okay, here's a 32 Ford, and the note on the window there, it says that it was built to drive and has been driven all around the country. It's got a 350 engine with 350 transmission, but that's good. I'm glad that they are enjoying this vehicle. And look, that's humorous. Old man edition. A lot of times you'll see special edition or limited edition. This is old man edition. There's another old hot rod beside him here. That extended cab 4-wheel drive there. That's a little different. Looks like it was extended cab and they closed off the back window or something maybe, or they extend the whole cab, I don't know. It's really big and bright anyway, and I actually like it. This Pontiac right here next to it though, it says it's a 64 model. And it's got Canadian tags on it. That's really a sharp car right there. It's got white interior. I say that's the boot cover there for when you put the top down there in the back. Yeah, that's a sharp Pontiac right there. Now today is Thanksgiving, so let me wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving today. Even though by the time you see this, Thanksgiving will be over, because I'll probably try to edit tonight and put it up tomorrow. Carlo Super Sport. Here's a mid-60s Chevy pickup. Now, since I knew I would be here Thanksgiving Day, we did go ahead and have a meal with our family this past weekend, so I'm thankful to have had that and all the other blessings I've had this year. There's a 79 pace car there at Trans Am. Yeah, that's a good looking car. I thought these wheels though were turbo wheels, but maybe they can be used on any of the Trans Ams. Yeah, they've took good care of that one. There's a Camaro from the late 90s, early 2000s. Look at that Z28 right there. Still got the original Z wheels on it. Looks pretty good there, doesn't it? Yes, Thanksgiving, there's always something to be thankful for. I can remember when I was a teenager, there was a man who gave me some advice. He told me that no matter what you go through in life, he said, I always remember there's somebody out there that would be willing to trade places with you. And throughout my life, I have thought about that, and I thought, well, yeah, I'm going through this or that, but I don't have it as bad as some people, so I guess it's kind of helped me throughout my life, that advice he gave me. Okay, here's a 67 Chevelle, and it is a post car. As you can see, it's got the dish hubcaps on there, or poverty caps, if you don't call it. And anyway, the front tag says Sleepy 67, and I'm guessing that probably means this is a sleeper, because when you look on the fender, it's still got the 250 badging, which would have been the 6-cylinder. But then when you look under the hood, here's a big block here, and from appearance, from streetwise, you know, you just see that 250, you think it's got a 6-cylinder, but no, that's not what resides under the hood now. So that's pretty neat. You know, I like the bright blue on this one right here. That black stripe there dividing it. Still got their original style rally wheels on there. And there's a purple Challenger. There goes a wood truck. In it. Chevy truck here. Got a big block with a tunnel around there. does have this old school air conditioning in here. You can put water in there, help cool your cabin there as you're going down the road. Look at that big old Cadillac there. How you like that color? Here's old Mercury here. It's got a flame job on it there. Everything's smoothed out. Remove the door handles there. Well, that's a nice looking Trans Am there. 1999 Daytona 500 pace car. Look at the Trans Am stitched into the door panel over there on the other side. 69 Camaro Z28. You got this lowered Chevy truck here. Looks like they've done an LS swap on it. Twin turbocharged. This is a Mercury Meteor. And I'm not too familiar with these. It does have old style American mags on it though, but it looks like one of the old Fairlanes, the roof line and everything does. We got 59 Bel Air there. Big old 4-door. A sharp old pickup truck. I think it's a 57, judging by the hood from here. Yeah, I believe so. Look at that Osmeobile station wagon there. It's a 4-door wagon, but it's kind of like a hard top the way this is right here, because your B pillar doesn't start to way back here. That's a really neat look, isn't it? How you like the color on this square body here? And there's a 58 or 59 long bed. Looks like they swapped it out to a diesel.
Texas metal, so they built a 4-door.
Got an old, what is that, a 348? 3 2-barrels. '57 convertible there. See, it's got the Continental kit on the back. Now look at this Mazda Miata here. Thing has 2 engines. I've heard of carrying a spare tire before, but spare engines is a whole nother level right there. But yeah, it looks like they cut the front end, extended it there. And they chopped that Chevy truck there really good, haven't they? Here's a 59 poster. And here's a 55. It looks pretty serious. Looks like it's tubbed in the back. Got a supercharged small block there. Here's another 59. The early 70s Camaro. Really good looking square body right there. And that blue and white looks really good too. Wow, look at that right there. That is sitting on the ground. It's blue metal flake.
1330. So 3 points in the first quarter, and then
Twin turbocharged. I don't know if you can see the metal flake in the camera there, but it's deep metal flake. Got a pattern on top. Wow, they removed the door handles and all the trim. That's pretty neat right there. Here's a little street rod. Looks like it's been chopped. And what is this right here? Is this a big old Buick or something? Buick 8, so that's coming the big long straight 8. And it looks like they've took all that out and put a diesel in here, but I just ripped this up to get that down in there. One of the early Corvettes there. Look at that old Pontiac there, 55 or 56. I always liked these little eyebrows that they had over the headlights there, or that's what I call them anyway. Had an LS swap there. And here's a Dodge Demon. The Dave named Lucifer, it looks like. That's what's on the tag there anyway. And wow, look at the flame job on that old Chevrolet there. It's purple. You got this kind of, I don't know, copperish looking flame job. Let me get a stand back from it, see if I can get a better shot there. Pontiac wagon right there, and it's showing 455 on the fender there. And the engine came from a 71 GTO, it says. And it's got old style American mags on there. And here's a Grand Prix. I actually had a 71 Grand Prix. I had the big block 400 in mine, and it would really squeal tires when you wanted it to. I'm thinking this body style here ran from 73 to 75. And it's similar to the 71 that I had, but it's definitely changed in the back end. Different tail lights and stuff. There's a 63 Ford Galaxy. Automatic on the column. Long bib Ford truck there. They made it look good, didn't they? That kind of burgundy and silver looked really good together. And it is a diesel engine in here now. Yeah, they've done a lot of customization on this one. Have they extended that cab? It looks different there to me. I don't know what's going on, boy. This is a different truck. It looks really good. There's a GT 500. Couple of Studebakers there. Well, they've worked that one over, looks like. That big old Chrysler 300. Well, these are some nice cars right here. It's a 56 Ford, but they've done some modifications here. Boy, this is nice. And this is an Oldsmobile. Followed by a big old Buick back there. Now look at the interior on this yellow truck here. And the Buick here says it's a Roadmaster. Here's a 69 Camaro on the deep blue. Looks really good. It's had a LS3 swap. And looks like it's got a nice interior in here. Did they take that center console out of one of the newer Camaros around 2010 or around that area? Here's a Pontiac GTO. I think it's a 65 model. And it is a convertible, as you can see there. Looks like original interior in here.
It'll be all cold by the time I get check in.
Classic Cadillac there. There's a 68. That ice tray hood there. And the nose stripe that continues on down the side there. That's a Buick, I think. The color on that low rider Chevy there. What is that now? Another big Cadillac. This one's a convertible here. Couple 55s. And there's a 56 back there in the back. Look at that big four-door Oldsmobile there. That was a fancy ride back in the day, wasn't it? I like it. It's a pretty color. There's a 69. Looks like it's set up for some racing. What, a 69 fastback? And beside it here, we got this little street run. Does that say Weeks Brothers? The old 58 or 59 Ranchero there. A lot of custom going on this, didn't it? Well, y'all, that's going to be about it for today for the car show. Didn't get through even half of the cars here, but we'll be back tomorrow and we'll try to get some more. So the next video following this one should have some different cars on that we didn't see today. But I am going to try to catch a few on the road on the way out to the parking lot. But again, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, we'd appreciate it if you would do that and give us a thumbs up. It helps the video out. But until we see you next time, may God bless you, and so long, y'all. I done lied to you. I didn't mean to, but I saw this 68 from a distance, and I had to walk down here and take a look at it. But it looks like they've got it tubbed out, and massive motor up front there. Let me show you the interior first. Oh, yes, looks really nice in here. Yeah, it's got a Hemi that's supercharged with 2 4s on it there. That is a lot of engine. Okay, y'all see what I got to put up with?
But he wouldn't film me. I had to jump out of my car.
There you go. Whatever it takes.
Anyway, I'm crossing over. I'm going out.
All right.